I have seen business owners make tens of thousands of dollars a month but couldn't pay themselves without checking their three different bank accounts first. If you're hitting your revenue targets but constantly stressed about cash flow, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why successful business owners feel rich on paper but broke in reality. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to fix it. The first thing I want to talk about is what I call the revenue illusion, really. And this is where you may have big numbers, but that big number may not equal big money, right? So let's deal with point one. The point one is that your revenue may just be lying to you. Your revenue is lying to you about your wealth. Most business owners celebrate in six or maybe even seven figures without understanding what those numbers actually mean for their bank account. According to a study, and I believe it was JP Morgan Chase, they said that 82% of business failures are due to cash flow problems, not lack of profitability. And that might come as a shock to many people. You see, companies with a million or two or three or even 5 million in revenue can still go bankrupt. Probably read about them all the time in the news, or maybe even know friends and families who share stories about this. And here's a simple example to show you why that may be. You could be a contractor, you just landed $200,000 for a project. You feel rich for exactly how long? For maybe a week. Then you realize you have to pay 150,000 in material cost up front. You have to cover payroll, which is for the next few months. And here's the thing, you have to wait 90 days for payment. This profitable project doesn't feel profitable anymore. You see, revenue is just a promise of money, not actual money. When you focus on top line growth, you're building a house of cards. Real wealth comes from understanding the difference between money earned and money collected. So you want to start tracking your cash conversion cycle. And what that is really ask yourself, how long does it take from making a sale to actually receiving the cash? This number will shock many folks, right? But that may explain why you feel broke despite having strong sales. Another thing to consider is the expense explosion. And this is where profitability, especially where profitable companies lose money. We're going to talk about point number two. You see, your expenses are often growing faster than your awareness. As revenue increases, most business owners lose track of where the money actually goes because, of course, they're focused on the sale, they're focused on marketing, they're focused on bringing in new business. And I've seen it. I've seen business owners who have tripled um, their monthly revenue in just over a year, feel successful until they realize that their expenses far exceeds their revenue. And why is that? Because of growth, you may have new software subscriptions. You may want to get a bigger office, want to get staff, you want to get have client entertainment. It's essentially debt by a thousand small cuts, right? So what I've seen is once people start to increase in revenue, they get really comfortable, and then they start to, of course, what increase in expenses. And without proper tracking, this expense crease, this expense creep, sorry, can eliminate profits entirely, right? Because you see, success breeds complexity, and complexity breeds hidden costs. And every new client, every new product, every new hire adds layers of expenses that aren't immediately obvious. So your profit margins eventually get squeezed without you even noticing, especially if there's growth. You're just focused on getting that the new sales in, and you focus on the marketing. So you want to conduct a monthly expense audit, categorize every dollar you spend, and calculate the true cost of each revenue stream. You'll discover expenses you forgot you had and services you're paying for, in some instances, twice. But even if you fix your expense problem, there's still one more issue that keeps successful business owners broke, and most people never see it coming. I call it the cash flow maze, right? And this is where money disappears between accounts. You may say, okay, Anthony, what exactly do you mean? This leads me to point number three. Your money may be playing hide and seek across multiple accounts, and you're always it, right? This is where even profitable business run into serious, serious trouble, right? And what I've found is that many small business owners struggle with cash flow, and many can't pay bills on time despite being profitable on paper. And the problem isn't making money, it's knowing where it is. That's another challenge I've seen. You see, many business owners run their business and have several different accounts. They have the business check-in, they have the savings, they have the PayPal, they have the Stripe. They may have inventory accounts. They have this tax savings accounts. They have equipment fund. When they need to pay a supplier, they spend 20 minutes trying to figure out which account is available and which has cash. And then a month comes when the business owner, maybe even miss payroll because the money was sitting in what? The wrong account. So multiple accounts create an illusion of organization, but often result in financial chaos. You see, money gets trapped in these accounts, and you forget about it. Automatic transfer move cash when you need it elsewhere, and you lose visibility into your actual available funds. Right. So how do you deal with this? You could create a simple cash flow dashboard that shows all your accounts in one place. Update it weekly, know exactly how much liquid cash you have available at any moment without logging into multiple bank accounts. So quite frankly, if you have too many bank accounts, you may want to focus on narrowing it down to something that's more manageable, unless you have somebody that's going to keep your eyes on everything, right? So make it simple. Let's talk about the timing trap. All right, this is when good business becomes bad cash flow. And this is my point number 4. Yes, your business model is working against your cash flow, and growing faster is making it worse. And this is a hidden trap that catches many successful business owners, especially if you have large ticket items that you're selling, your premium value goods. You see, you could have a consultant firm, land a major client, have your biggest month, but all of these projects that you have require upfront investment in the team, in the tools. And guess what? You probably won't see payment for the next 60 or maybe the next 90 days, depending on your contract. And all the expenses hit immediately. Success now literally feels like failure. So from what I've seen is that this rapid growth amplifies the timing mismatches between expenses and income. You see, growth often requires investment before it generates returns. The faster you grow, the bigger the gap between spending and collecting. And many businesses fail not because they're unprofitable, but because they run out of cash while waiting for their profits to actually arrive. So you want to take a step back. Let's take a step back. Map your cash flow timing for the next 90 days. When do expenses hit versus when do payments arrive? Build a buffer that covers your largest timing gap plus 30%. So it gives you extra room. This prevents this prevents growth from becoming a cash flow crisis. And quite frankly, what you could also do is ask for some money up front. That would, really, really help things, right? But having a clear sense of what things look like on the next little bit will be good. Let's talk about a visibility solution. And this is my point 5. The solution isn't making more money sometimes, right? Because in certain instances, you may be making more money. It's gaining control over the money you already make. So here's how to build financial visibility that actually work. You see, most business owners manage their finances like they're driving at night with broken headlights. They kind of see but can't see. They know they're moving, but they can't see where they're going or what obstacles are in the way. And so what they really want is financial visibility. And financial visibility is about turning the lights back on. And so what I say is implement the 3 dashboard system. It doesn't have to be 3, it could be 2, it could be 4, but implement some dashboard system, right? But I say 3 dashboard system. I have a daily cash flow position dashboard showing available funds across all accounts. I have a weekly cash flow forecast showing money in and out for the next 8 weeks, and a monthly profitability analysis breaking down true profitability by product or service, right? And you could make those more frequently if you want. It's just a baseline. But from what I've seen, companies that regularly check their dashboards, they improve their cash flow predictability in a few months. And that's because this leads to awareness, and awareness creates choice. And what exactly do you do? What exactly you don't do? Hopefully this was helpful. And I'll ask now, which of these financial blind spots is costing your business the most? And if you have one that you want to point out, then share it in the comments. And I will provide insightful tips like this every week. So like, share, and subscribe. Take care.